trouble, we came to the right place.
We all know the icon of Elvis, but what always fascinates me are the intricacies of the human being, and he was the American dream.
My daddy was a green-eyed Elvis Presley.
Now that's an amazing thing, but that's also problematic when it comes to exploring his life. As Elvis said,
It's a mighty big stage.
it's very hard to live up to an image. And Austin went on an extraordinary 3-year journey to discover the human being.
Some people wanted to put me in jail because of the way I was moving.
I started with just being a sponge, reading every book that I could get my hands on, watching everything and every image that I possibly could find, treating it like a detective, and then also working with a number of different vocal coaches on singing and working on that because the voice is so important with him.
It's just been an incredible joy to see Austin create such a dynamic portrayal of Elvis.
I have to say, you could not take your eyes off of Austin Butler, no matter what the scene was. Whether he's up on stage, performing, singing, full on, full tilt, the close to the best dedication was impressive right off the bat.
You want to do them justice and you want to honor them in their life. He was such an extraordinary human being, larger than life itself. And it's been that thing of how do you climb Mount Everest just one step at a time.
I'll show you what the real Elvis is like tonight.
As far as Elvis goes, it wasn't just about making music. It was about singing from your soul and singing something that needed to be sung.
Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all
Elvis
right,
is vocally always really dexterous and always pushing himself and exploring. So that we had to do interpretations of. And Austin sings all the live performance, young Elvis, he sings himself. All the movement, all of that. And then the latter stuff is a blend between Austin's voice and real Elvis.
That's all right, Mama.
We went to Nashville and Memphis, and we recorded in RCA where Elvis recorded. It was my first time ever in a recording studio. I felt such a massive amount of fear, but the thing that I sort of rested in was that Elvis talks so much about his own fear, his own stage fright. I mean, that was one of the main reasons why he started moving in the first place, was just all this energy inside and how it came out.
One thing that Elvis just loved was music. He was someone I believe was about bringing people together. And I think the story itself is profoundly meshed in American culture.
How audiences feel this energy. It was so much fun to do and so liberating and exciting.
Sing the music that I want, music that I love.
Elvis, you could not get a better life to use as a canvas. Music, the looks, the fashion, an icon of all time. He's actually a symbol of culture.
Baz wanted to tap into Elvis's iconic style moments. We studied all the references to the nth degree.
They make it all feel so real. And it is real.
It's so essential to see Elvis watching Little Richard, and he's like, whoa! It was massive, their influence.
You look at the way that he dressed throughout his career, going back to the 50s, the lace shirts and flowing pants and custom shoes, the 60s and black leather. I also loved the white jumpsuit.
It was about finding the distinct shift between periods. I was lucky enough to rekindle collaboration with Prada and Miu Miu and Miuccia Prada to tell the Elvis story through iconic design.
He was the catalyst for a lot. I think that was all just coming from that spirit inside.
The journey with Austin is a completely unique journey. Austin sings all the live performance, young Elvis, he sings himself.
It was my first time ever in a recording studio. And I was with some of the best musicians in Nashville. We recorded in RCA where Elvis recorded 240 songs in Studio B there. And so that was, it was really, really profound for me. And it helped me to understand Elvis more. Baz actually said, we're going to get all the people from the offices of RCA to come out, and I'm going to sing a song.
I want you to put your hands together for a young man called Mr. Elvis Presley. That was something very different. We don't see a lot of that around here.
If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place.
It feels like climbing Mount Everest, where you just got to do it one step at a time. I just absorbed everything that I possibly could and then broke his life into pieces.
We needed to find an intersection between Austin and Elvis.
Colonel Tom Parker was a diabolical genius. Maybe he was a crook. Maybe he was an angel from heaven.
We all kind of looked at each other and we went, that was unbelievable.
If you're going to explore America in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, using Elvis as the device to do that is a really good way to do it.
The important thing is we understand the origins of the music we're celebrating in this movie.
He's a director with such a singular vision.
He chooses stories that are very timeless.
I make films for the theater. Get into the theater.